Welcome to the Smoke Podcast. All right, y'all. Welcome to another episode of the Smoke. Man,
I'll tell you what, man.
Darryl dropped a bunch of knowledge.
Nuggets.
We had a good time. We still on this Chris Rock thing. Chris is my guy. Y'all get off.
You know what I will say? Seeing both of them.
Skinny.
Hey, you know when he came to Memphis, I was like, damn, Chris looked like Pookie.
With the all white on.
Yeah, man.
So replay. You trying to say he looked skinny? He's skinny then.
He's not skinny. It was just the way, you know, he had that you know how you do his teeth and shit like that when he was Pookie. When
He did seem like Pookie.
He was more like Pookie than Chris Rock.
I would agree.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He was more
I'm
like
done
Pookie
talking
than
about
Chris
it.
Rock. I know because you're a big Jada fan. And you
I'm not no Jada
you-
fan.
Yeah.
I'm a female empowerment fan.
Okay. All right.
Yep.
So, Kimberly, what you been smoking and doing?
Yeah, tell us
Every
that.
time you go out, I see
You
a
always
new,
on some
a
new
new
shit.
cocktail or something new. I mean, you.
know. That's
just
what you're supposed to do. That's what
yes.
you're supposed to get out and enjoy a cocktail and a cigar. What's up?
So what was the best thing you've had over the last this year? Let's just do it this year because I know
Okay.
it looked like you enjoyed that old fashioned made with tequila.
It was really good.
What was the difference? What was the
Was that
difference?
at Fat Charlie's?
It was at Fat Charlie's.
Oh well, so right there you started off with a good base.
It was delicious.
It was delicious. What I mean, what kind of tequila was it? Do you know?
I don't know. Now
But you
you
just
gotta
know-
ask Will.
You
and
just know it was good.
It was really good. It was really good. I enjoyed it.
Kimberly, next time we have we meet, I'm gonna make you another tequila old fashioned.
Why you didn't make me one last time? I wonder.
Because I was doing whiskey.
Okay.
He was on a whole nother level last time. See, that's what it was, Kimberly.
Oh, okay.
You know, sometimes people be on a whole nother level, and I think Ike was on a whole nother level. But you never told us what cigar you was smoking.
Oh, I don't know. I got to go back to my phone.
You know, we ask you this all the time. What were you smoking last, Ike?
I had a Cohiba.
So wait a minute.
I think you
first
just
of all,
say that
he
now.
just say that.
I think he just said that because when we were at your house, you had a fat bottom Betty.
No, that wasn't me. That was the
other guy.
Shaq. I had a
You ain't
I had
smell
a
it?
great Cohiba.
Yeah, I did smell it.
I had a great.
You had a great one?
brand,
Okay.
great band
And let me tell
Cohiba.
y'all something. Don't y'all be telling people I don't like fat bottom bellies or what they call it?
I mean, because you said that, we already know that.
No, don't be telling people that.
No,
You the one.
it's
No.
First of
The
all,
whole-
y'all slick cigar shaming people.
No.
And then y'all
hold
wanna-
up. What did
No,
you
no, no.
say? What
Then
did you
y'all
say?
want-
You said I thought I smelled the air freshener.
I thought they sprayed the air freshener outside. Then y'all want to cigar shame people, then say it's me.
So did you not cigar shame, dude? You told
No,
me
I
the stick
didn't.
smelled like an air freshener.
I did not. I actually thought it was an air
She
freshener.
threw a little shade.
He
in
threw a
there.
shade.
She threw
That
a
wasn't a
little
little shade. That was a lot of shade.
But
He wasn't offended.
He wasn't offended. That's
Right.
the, that's the key.
Because he knew that's what
That's
he
his
had.
cigar. That is his cigar.
That's his to-go
You know what?
cigar.
The last one, Ike gave me that Monte Cristo.
Oh,
It was
yeah.
really
Oh,
good.
yeah.
That you
Yeah.
had to shame him into giving.
Oh, right. See how I looked out for you?
No.
He had
I
a
know.
whole bag of them. He didn't even want to give you one of them.
He dude bought him 4.
He had 10 of them. Just say 10.
Yeah, just 10. For the story, you
I
had
had
20.
four.
He bought your whole case. For the story, he bought your whole case.
I had 4 cigars.
10.
That was delicious. They were good.
And he wouldn't even give me one.
Well, you had one.
had-
though.
That's
You
right.
had- what, you had a
What
punch.
does that have to
You had
do
a
with
punch.
anything? I don't have no punch.
I thought I read this thing that says punch.
No, no. I took a picture of it, but that was definitely not it.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
Man, we got a great guest on this show here.
Dude, so let's get to him real quick. We ain't got to do all this on.
mayoral guest.
Y'all think this show so bougie.
It is really
Not
bougie.
the
Every once in a while.
mayoral candidate.
I mean, you know, shit. we gotta have a plethora of people come on this show.
Look at how the vocabulary has changed.
That's
Yes.
a broad spectrum.
Yes.
Spectrum. Oh
Yes.
my God.
Yes.
Of the
I'm getting
the
off this
makeup
show.
of the city.
The makeup. What?
Yes, we gotta have a lot of people because you know this cigar.
Listen, if y'all want the real Fabian Ike, just go back and listen to the last 2 episodes before this one.
Well, I mean,
Talking about
every
plethora.
once in a while we gotta step our game up.
I'm sorry.
Any
Stop
other
showing
time.
out in front of the mayoral candidate.
Well, you know, I mean, I've known this candidate for a little while. Our
So,
kids went to the
can I-
same school.
I remember this candidate back during when he would bring his son to Sisterhood Showcase.
Damn, you going way back.
Way back. So that was a long
Ooh,
time ago.
Shout out to the Sister Showcase, man. Rest in peace, Miss Tina Burchett.
At the time, it was a baby. It was a shoulder baby. So he'd be carrying the baby around, going around to the booths, shaking hands and meeting people.
Yeah.
So
Wow, man, that was a lot of fun.
we did have a lunch. We
That
did
was a lot of fun.
bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
It was fun.
Did you go to the Sister?
Yeah, I used to enjoy it.
Yeah.
Yep, I did.
Man, it was always packed.
Packed, hot.
And you know, and the cool thing, you paid a very little money to see a lot of famous people.
That's
a lot
true.
of incredible artists that came through the Sister Showcase.
I think my favorite one was Miguel.
Miguel was cool when he first came out. He had the one song.
Yeah, and he had
But
the
my favorite was
mic.
Johnny Gill. Johnny Gill was good.
No, the reason I love that one is I took this picture and I think it was the Memphis Flyer. They weren't there, but they used my
They
picture.
used your picture?
Yeah, I was like,
Okay.
okay, all right, I see y'all.
No, we see
I didn't
you.
get no check, but
We see you.
I should have got me a lawyer.
Hey.
Hey.
I mean, but there was a lot of people that came through there, man.
Don't they supposed to pay you for the picture?
No, they
Or
give
they
you
just give
credit.
you credit?
They give you
No, 'cause-
credit.
yeah, 'cause
They have to give you credit
Yeah.
for it.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah.
No, don't give me no
Now,
credit.
if you
Pay
on
me.
now, if you on their paparazzi list, you get paid for pictures that you submit.
Oh,
But since Ike was just there,
Just there.
I was shooting for
you
Sisterhood.
yeah, now I'm sure
And
Tina
Sisterhood gave them the
it to
picture.
them, gave them
Yeah.
the picture because that's who the picture's on. Really,
Oh,
belong
really
to.
owned by them.
Now, pictures are owned by me.
Yeah, but I don't know how that works.
Just like with Joe, just like the video, anything that I shoot
the finished product is owned by the client, but the footage you take is
is
owned by you.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Okay, I
yeah,
gotcha.
the finished product that.
and if I
Y'all
need,
just showing all y'all smarts today. I'm so proud of y'all.
And we probably wrong about some shit too. Though.
but that's
That's
okay.
okay.
We
That's okay.
our mayoral candidate, he's also a lawyer.
Yeah.
A
so-
lawyer?
Yeah, yeah. So yeah.
He probably gonna kick me off my own show.
I don't know if he had that kind of power.
Lawyer.
That's a lot of power right there.
These just jokes. These just jokes. Don't send
Look at
me
him
no
trying to
cease
straighten
and
it out. He's
desist.
trying to straighten it out.
Don't send me nothing in the mail.
All right, y'all. When we come back, we gonna have no other than Van Turner. What is it? Hold up. Is
Esquire,
NAACP president, city county commissioner,
county commissioner,
all that good stuff.
That's what's up. He got some
And
history.
father, husband, and all around good guy.
And he's smoking a cigar.
Smoking cigar, drinking our whiskey.
That's what's up. Come on in
what's
here
up.
right then.
All right, Smoke Fam, we'll be right back.
All right, y'all. Welcome back to the Smoke Podcast.
Welcome back. Van Turner, what's going on, man? How you doing?
What's up, brother? What's up? How you doing?
Man, we've been trying to get you on the show for a long time. I saw him the other day. I said, Van, you gonna come on the show? All you gotta do is call.
I think that's
showed
the
up.
case with all the guests. You just ain't calling them. Because every time they come, they say, all Fab had to do was call me.
and I'm kind of like Van. Whenever I ask him to do something, I mean, he's caught trying to do it. So
Yeah.
But anyway, we glad to
You
have
say
you.
he's caught trying to do it?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
He got
I may
caught
not get
doing
it done. No, I may not get it done, but you can rest assured I may be on my way.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Like that.
I was like, huh?
Like, I thought he got caught doing some shit for you.
No,
Confused about it. Don't get the mayoral candidate in trouble right now.
Man, what's going on, man?
Man, I'm good. Good to be here with y'all.
Yeah,
And to
man.
have this smoking this whiskey and to wind it down.
Yeah, man. Because I know you probably going
Knee
through some-
deep in it.
Knee deep in it, man.
Oh, yeah. It's a
Yeah.
lot going on.
Yeah, man.
I should have.
I'm telling you,
The entry fee is wherever you were. No, I'm just kidding.
Bring me a chicken dinner.
Right. We starving over here.
Yeah, so who is Van Turner? Tell us
Yeah,
about
tell
you.
us-
Tell us about
give
yourself.
us your
man.
credentials.
Credential. became Black Haven.
There you go.
And so when I went to school at White Haven, it was predominantly black. But if you go back to the 60s and the 70s, it was predominantly white.
So basically like Memphis, Maine instead of Man, and Main Street,
Right.
Black Haven.
Black Haven.
Black Haven. I'm here
Or
for it.
BHZ zone, Black Haven zone.
That's
Black
what's
Haven
up.
Zone, man.
Yeah.
So you also a part of the county commission, right?
Correct.
Yeah. Tell us that process.
Well, you know, the county commission funds the school system and it funds the jails. It funds the courts. So essentially, if you were in one of the 7 cities of Shelby County, you pay county taxes. And so that's what your county taxes are used for. So obviously, it's more than just Memphis, although Memphis is the largest city in the county, and it provides the largest tax base. So that's what you do as a commissioner, is really allocating resources that come into the county coffers.
So let me ask you this: how many times do you hear, how come Memphis got to pay 2 taxes?
Right. I was just getting ready to see it, but I was going to wait.
Well, Memphis is like every other city in the county. The county will provide services to the city that the city doesn't want to take up. So in other words, if you didn't have county taxes, you would just probably have higher city taxes because someone would have to pay for the jails, the courts, the schools,
Yep.
and all of those things.
Speaking from somebody that live out in the county, okay.
Right. So
No, I stay in the city. Cordova is in the
Cordova's the
city.
Oh, okay.
Half in
okay.
the city, half in the county.
Yeah. Well, I'm in the city.
Yeah. So
I got
essentially,
street lights.
correct. And there's certain things that are so important that it doesn't matter which city you're in. For instance, you have the health department that's under county government. So COVID-19 wasn't just in Memphis. COVID-19 was killing folks in Collierville and Bartlett and Millington. So it just couldn't be this is going to be a city issue only. This was a county issue. Therefore, your county taxes that you pay no matter which city you're in the county goes to fund the health department. And the health department in turn tried to protect everyone in the county
Right.
from COVID-19.
No,
So
we'll
I-
give them props for that.
I
They
give them
kinda
that.
stuck to
I
their
guess
guns. during
Yeah,
COVID.
they really did.
They did.
I guess my only issue is now let's say Bartlett,
Yeah.
do they pay
Bartlett
Memphis
taxes?
and Shelby County school taxes?
So you
Because
saw
I know we pay their taxes. We pay some of our taxes go to their school system, right?
used to. Well, let's put it this way. You had a Memphis City school and a Shelby County schools. At one point, all of the Shelby County taxes that you paid went to fund county schools, but some of those funds came back to the city. Then, as you know, the charter was given up and it merged to 2 districts. And then the state changed the law and it essentially resegregated the 6 suburban towns so they could have their own school districts. So
Well, how are they funded?
they're funded by county taxes, but what happens is the money doesn't follow the school system, it follows the child.
Kid.
Okay.
So if your child goes to Bartlett, they're going to take the money to Bartlett. If your child leaves Bartlett and comes to the Shelby County schools, that money is going to come to Shelby County schools.
Oh, okay.
That's why this big thing with Germantown, because my
Right.
kids all went to Germantown schools. Matter of fact, Germantown schools had more kids that did not stay in Germantown attending the schools than
Right.
the kids that stayed in Germantown. Those kids were going to Houston, but Germantown proper got all those kids from Southwind,
Yeah.
all the way back almost to the Mississippi line.
Correct.
Forward, they had all those kids until they built Southwind High School,
Right.
and to try to alleviate some of the burden. So that was kind of what it was. Is that if they were to take the kids and not let those kids go to Germantown High School, they couldn't afford to run the school probably.
Yeah.
because the majority of the kids are gonna be gone.
Well, I mean, they wanted to have their own school system, so
So you
They
guys.
So
need
the
to pay for it.
interesting thing, they all increased their taxes in those suburbs to fund new school systems, new buildings, a new school board. However, we always caught flat when we talked about adjusting revenue for the county because they will pay for what they want, but they don't
pay for what
for
Memphis
what's
needs.
happening in the core of the city.
Which, if it wasn't for the core of the city, they wouldn't exist.
Yeah, right. Because the airport is not in Bartlett.
Yeah.
The Orpheum Theater is not in Collierville. The
FedEx
FedEx Forum
Forum
is not in
there.
Germantown.
Yeah, it's not there.
But this is so the core attraction of the county is also where you have the issues because there's been a a disinvestment of the core of the city over years.
Right.
And so that presents the issue.
So as a lot of people, including myself, think it's highly unfair that in Memphis we paying double tax, but out in the suburbs they pay one tax. So
No.
yes, they do.
Bartlett has a tax. Don't they have a city tax? Bartlett has a city tax, and then they pay Shelby County taxes as well.
Yeah.
Same with Germantown. Germantown has a tax for like if you have property, you live in Germantown proper,
You get a Germantown
you're
tax,
getting a Germantown tax, and then you still paying Shelby County taxes. So
So it's the same way. So they getting double tax,
but they're
like
paying
we are.
more.
Yeah.
But to Van's point, Germantown when they took the schools, they agreed.
But it wasn't until they took the schools that they started
Right.
getting
Oh,
double
yeah,
tax. That's
yeah,
what I'm
yeah,
saying.
yeah.
They until they took the
They've been
schools,
riding free up
they've been
until that
riding
point.
free.
Yeah.
So people would rather live out in the county and pay one tax instead of living in the proper of Memphis where everybody works and pay two taxes.
Yeah.
It's like because I own a business, I'm paying double tax for the business. I own a building, I'm paying double tax for the building. I own a home, I'm paying double tax for for my house. So I'm getting taxed 6 times.
Hey, can I say
Oh,
that
shit.
line from our friend Bernie Mac? Welcome to the stripper game.
Because that's what it is. I mean,
what it
we
is.
get the tax system is insane.
Right.
So you get all these taxes for being an entrepreneur, double tax city and county.
Just be glad you ain't in
But,
Mississippi.
right,
But
I was gonna say,
I was just be glad you can pay it.
There's some kind of weight to it because if we don't have a state tax,
and that's the
we don't
that's
have a
the
state
thing.
tax. So if you go somewhere else and live, and they have a state tax, and then if you live in Chicago, I just feel sorry for you.
No, you live in California, you screwed.
Screwed. Well, first of all, they try to take on everything in California. They're gonna take care of the bags, the plastic.
So
everything.
Van, answer me this. What is, as being on the county commission, what is the one thing that you just, when somebody mentioned, you just like, oh, here
we
go again.
misunderstand it.
Yeah.
The wheel tax, I think.
Yeah, why we still got that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's supposed to went away. That's supposed to went away.
Y'all thought we forgot about
Explain
that.
that wheel tax.
So obviously the wheel tax was put in place for air conditions in the schools and a number of other things back in the day.
Way back
In the day. And so the one argument that's been put forth is, well, once all the schools receive air conditions, why do we still have the wheel tax? And if you look at it even further, why has there been a suggestion to increase the wheel tax to do other things? And the quick and simple answer is this. Because you have a walkout majority Republican House of Representatives and House of Senate and a Republican governor, they've changed the Constitution of Tennessee. Let me give you an example. How many people do you think cross the borders from Arkansas and Mississippi to come to work in Memphis?
A lot.
95%.
And then they leave and they take their tax dollars back to Mississippi and Arkansas. We capture none of that money.
Didn't I just tell you?
We have no road tax. We have no
told y'all.
payroll tax.
I told.
We have nothing to capture that. So the issue there is one reason that the wheel tax was not eliminated was because the state legislature outlawed, eliminated all other forms of taxes. So because we can't have a road tax, because we can't have a payroll tax, there can be no new taxes in the state of Tennessee.
Unless the
All you
legislature
have is the
approves
wheel
it.
tax in order
So
to.
I'm glad
if
you
live
cleared
in,
that up.
But
Thank you.
no, if you live in Arkansas or Mississippi and work in Memphis, are you paying that wheel tax?
No. The wheel tax is based on your licensing.
So, but that's what I'm saying. It's still only hurting us.
Correct.
Well,
That's
that's what he's saying.
The
That's why it's
legislator
wrong.
won't pass
They
any,
won't pass
any
the
That's why
laws.
it's
tax.
wrong.
Yeah.
Because they come and they tear our roads up. They come and they work
And
our
they talk
jobs,
about them on Facebook.
and they talk about us, and then they take their money back to Mississippi and Arkansas.
Arkansas.
Yeah.
You
Because
know?
I've heard people on numerous occasions that live in Mississippi. I ain't getting caught living in Memphis.
Well, I ain't
That's
getting
what my
caught
job.
living in
but
Mississippi.
that's what my job
That's
is.
what my job is.
And you have all the benefits. It's just like I don't get when they say coming to Memphis at the Landers Center.
Right.
That's not coming to Memphis.
That's
They
Mississippi.
sell us,
They sell us.
but it's not us.
Yeah. and we can't benefit from that.
Nah,
So it's no way around there. Huh.
you got to
Because
gotta-
we
you
should
gotta vote.
have a we
You-
should have
there's a way.
we
There's
should
a
have
way.
a
There is a
toll.
way.
We
Hold
should
on.
have a toll on the Mississippi Bridge.
But we've said before, there is a way.
There is
you
a
gotta
way. There is a
vote.
way.
You got to get out and vote. You got to get out and vote.
Because
Yeah,
that-
but when you have like you mentioned the governor and you mentioned
Republican led.
But Nashville gives a shit, even though they could make this state can make so much money
Right.
off of Memphis from people crossing the bridge.
They don't want that.
They don't want.
And
'Cause that
going-
mean Memphis
going
will
in and out.
prosper.
No, that the whole state will prosper.
Yeah,
But no, they like to be able to point to Memphis as being the issue.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, but the whole state will prosper more from any other thing.
But what do we know about the
But any other
Republican
thing-
Party,
but no,
though?
But hold on. The reason I say this,
What?
I got a bill from Texas, toll bill from Texas.
right.
The damn processing fee costs more than the damn toll.
Yeah.
Think of all the money you making just to process my payment. That costs you nothing. I don't know. I ain't gonna say it costs you nothing.
They had
It
to
don't
find
cost
you.
that
They had
much.
to find you. They had to look
they
you
had to
up.
put a stamp on it. Yeah. I mean, come on. So we have opportunities and ways in this state to make money, but for some reason, I
we know
guess
the reason. Y'all
yeah,
just
we
don't
know
wanna
we know
see
the
it.
reason. It just makes no sense. It just
Yes,
it
it
just makes no
does.
sense.
Look, have you been to Nashville, right?
Yeah.
It makes sense. It makes sense that they want Tennessee to be known for that. When you think of Tennessee, you're not gonna think of Memphis. You're gonna think of Nashville.
Man,
Nashville has positioned itself to be South Hollywood.
I had a meeting about 7-8 years ago with the Tourism Commission and the Tennessee Tourism Commission, and the meeting was going great until we said one thing.
Memphis.
We said Memphis have two of the most popular tourist attractions in the state.
Beale Street and
That
Ellis
lady
Restaurant.
said, "What? Where? Beale Street and Graceland." And our meeting from there went downhill.
Wow.
And I was like, wow.
Well,
But anyway,
you have a whole Tennessee. What was he, a senator? The one that wanted to bring back the hangings?
Oh.
Yeah, that was a sinner.
Yeah. So
You know what? And what's funny is when I saw I saw the story before the Breakfast Club gave that guy the donkey of the day, and I was like, man, that guy right there deserved a smoke. As soon as I heard it, I was like, that.
every time
he's
I
a
think we
candidate.
all right, we get to, what's her name? Marjorie Taylor
Marjorie
Greene.
Taylor Greene.
Yeah,
And then we turn
Yeah.
around and got this senator. And
So-
then it's like they in cahoots
So
to
Van,
see who
what
the
else
stupidest.
you got going on? Because I every time I turn the television on, you speaking, you doing something. So just tell us what else, and then we're gonna talk about this great cigar pairing as we lead into St. Patrick's Day.
Tyree Nichols, we got to keep that family in our prayers.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Obviously, we hate to be on the news for the wrong thing all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And Rovon and Robert Wells have really been a pillar for us, because had they lost it and just said, hey, man, y'all burn the city down,
It
folks are
would've
ready
been
to go.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't just been us. It would have been folks coming into Memphis
Oh, yeah.
ready
Yeah.
to go.
And that's probably going to be the bigger problem as opposed
Correct.
to people coming into Memphis.
Yeah.
So we stood with the family. They asked for peace and calm, and they got it, but they want justice.
They
So
want
they were
justice.
supposed to release 20 hours additional video footage today.
And their lawyers filed to block it.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, it's 20 more hours.
20
of this
more
one?
hours. But it's mostly audio. We've seen the worst part of it.
Okay.
But here again, we're not saying we're against all law enforcement, but we're against the law officers that will beat, maim, and kill innocent individuals. But we have to rebuild that trust, and it's going to
Right.
take us in this community to do it. First, we have to start with changing the laws and changing our procedures and policies, and then we go from there. So that's what we're working on with NAACP, and I'm happy to stand with Benjamin Crump and the family to ensure that we truly get justice for Tyree.
Now let me ask
Because
you.
he did say this is the standard. Now we shouldn't
Yeah.
have to wait
20
for
days.
Yeah,
20
we shouldn't. This
it
should be the
shouldn't-
standard.
Right, we
20
shouldn't have to
days.
wait forever to get that kind of information out.
Now, Van, I was
I'm sorry.
a good friend of mine is he's a state trooper in Arkansas.
Yeah.
And I was talking to him briefly, and we were. I mentioned that this was a good time, a good learning experience for black officers.
Yeah.
And he asked me, what do you mean by that? And I said, well,
They showed you.
you saw something happen to these officers. What did we not see? Or what did we not hear? We didn't hear Blue Lives Matter. We didn't hear God's other children saying, what did he do? We didn't hear anybody say, why did he run? We didn't hear any of that. And it's strictly because those officers was black.
Right.
So if I'm a black police officer now, I should know I can't do the same shit these other cops doing.
Yeah.
And they shouldn't be doing it.
Yeah, but
They shouldn't be doing it
They
either.
should have did it anyway.
Yeah, I mean,
where's the compassion?
But that's what I'm saying. All I'm saying is, yes, these cops deserve every freaking thing they're gonna get. But nobody is there for them like they were for the other officers that done similar things.
Right. And the difference is the race.
Difference is the race.
But why would it have taken this for them to know that, though? This is not new.
Because they bleed blue. They bleed blue.
That it does not play out well. I don't care. That's been history. Why would you think that it would be any different?
Why would it change?
Why would it change?
But
It has
watching
not
the video,
changed.
did you think those guys thought they was gonna get away with this?
Yes.
Yeah.
They started fabricating the
something that
story
they
from
have done. They've done this
They've
before.
done this
before.
They knew because when they pulled up on scene, they turned their cameras off.
Well, it
This was
wasn't
like
even-
instinct. It was instinctive. They did it.
It was instinctive, but they started the narrative as soon as they opened their mouth.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they are even if the cameras were rolling or not rolling or however it ended up happening, they already knew. We need to start changing this story right now.
Yeah.
And they didn't anticipate the camera up above.
They didn't.
That flash is blue.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Right. Well, they were embarrassed. The guy had gotten away. They pepper sprayed each other.
Yeah.
that's what
so
I
now
see.
they're humiliated. So now they're going to make an example.
Yeah. Now,
Because that's what the guy was complaining about the most was the pepper spray that had come in his face.
Now, you as a lawyer, Van, could you have taken the case, especially as a black lawyer? Because I noticed they don't have any black representation.
No. So
they probably got turned down. Like, no, dog,
You know,
we're gonna be able to do it.
But there's one black attorney, a good friend of mine, John Keith Perry. He has one.
Oh, okay.
But
yeah.
that's I don't really do that type of law. But one of the reasons I wanted to have my own law practice was to decide what
Pick
I
and
would
choose
take
what you wanted
and
to
what
do.
I would not take.
Yeah.
Because as an associate or at another firm that you don't control, you got to take what they give you to eat. And so one of the things that I learned from many of the civil rights leaders, you take it from Marcus Garvey to Malcolm and others, or Billie Holiday said it the best, International Women's Day, God bless the child that has his own.
Yeah, yep.
That way you can make the decision and you can control your paycheck.
That's
Yep.
true.
Yep.
I shouldn't have to rely on another man to decide whether my 3 babies are going to eat.
Right.
So
That's true.
out of all that we learned throughout history, that was an important lesson as black men that we had to learn in this country.
Right.
I'm
I
just shocked.
totally agree with that, and it's just I know from you being on a big part of the NAACP, you're a black man. I'll be honest with you, I would have looked at you different if I would found out, man, Van representing one of them guys.
No,
That
he
wasn't
said
right.
no.
No.
Because that's like almost a conflict for you, right?
Yeah.
The
yeah.
NAACP gonna represent the black men that killed the black man.
No, I mean, child abuse, rape. I can't do
Certain
it.
things,
I wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
Now, folks have to do it, and that's that. But that's something that I never wanted to do, or I would seek to do.
Now, one of the biggest things, you running for mayor.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, tell us why you running for mayor, man.
Well, man, I give a damn about this city, and I think we are.
I think that
headed-
should be your slogan.
Yeah, I like that too.
I give a damn about this city.
Well, first of all, I've been waiting on somebody to just say it plain like that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So, and essentially, what you have to do is you have to look at what's been done in the past. Has it worked or not worked? What can be done differently going forward? We have the examples. It's no secret. Our very own Marion Barry came through Lemoyne College by way of Mississippi, and he goes up to D.C. and he changes the history of D.C. You don't have a Prince George's County without a Marion Barry. You don't have the Black Mecca of Atlanta without Maynard Jackson. So we know what has to be done. You have to create a black economic ecosystem where black people have their
100.
piece of the pie, and they're able to spread that dollar around in the black community to where we hire our own kids, we control our own neighborhoods and fund and protect and invest in our own communities. And then you control what happens at City Hall and County Hall. And I think that's important. And I think this is the lesson that we have to learn. And this is what we have to do going forward. We keep waiting for other folks to do it for us, and that's not going to happen. We have to do it for ourselves. There should be no development in this city. There should be no project in this city that black firms, black professionals, black contractors are not touching.
100.
And so that's simple. That's easy. That's what has to be done, and it flows from there. Because when we invest and we build black businesses and we go into Orange Mound, into Binghamton, back to Black Haven, Oak Haven, Hickory Hill, Fraser, Raleigh, and we put the same investment in those communities that we put in Midtown and downtown and East Memphis and these other little areas of the city, you'll see the change.
100.
We're lamenting about why our young people are doing what they're doing, yet we're not pouring anything into our young people and into the communities or the schools where they reside.
Okay.
So it's 1 + 1 = 2.
Yeah.
If you don't care about
that's
this,
simple.
it's that simple.
Yep.
If you don't care about the community and don't invest in the community, you're going to get what you're going to get, and it's going to leave the core of the city, and they're going to be out in Lakeland and Arlington and all your little special
In Germantown.
enclaves.
Yeah.
It's coming to you. And
It's
so
coming to
that's
you.
the key. Everybody has an interest in resolving this problem.
Absolutely. Because even if you stay in Germantown, when you come into the city, when you come downtown, you want to feel safe.
Right.
That's the piece. You want to feel safe. You want to feel safe that you can park your car, get out, and walk to the arena, and nothing happens. You come back and your car is still there.
That's the same thing for Raleigh. You want to feel safe.
You want to feel
Anywhere,
It's
right?
everywhere. It's
Anywhere.
everywhere.
Yeah.
It's everywhere. You know, one of the you mentioned one of the things that made me proud. I'm a business owner. All of us at this table are entrepreneurs in some sense.
Yeah.
And one of my greatest feelings happened yesterday. I'm getting some work done to this building. I pull up. I saw 5 black men on scaffolds working on my building. That from a black company that I hired to do work. Top Cat. Shout out to Top Cat Mason. And you know, and I felt proud.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't know how proud
Yeah.
I felt watching them brothers work on something that I am paying another black company to do.
Right.
That's very, very important to me.
Right.
And is very important. This is something that's going to be very important for the uptown community. And I felt proud.
Yeah. We need to replicate that 100 times.
Yes. Yes, we do. We do.
Yeah.
Because it is a decision.
Right.
It is a decision that we all have and that we all have to make. But we're gonna take a quick break. We're gonna come back and we're gonna talk about this cigar. We're gonna talk about this great Irish whiskey that Isaac brought in. All right, Smoke Fam, until we come back.
We'll be back.
We'll be back.
All right, y'all. Welcome back to the Smoke Podcast.
Yes.
Man, we went down.
We went deep.
We went deep.
I'm sitting there like, wow.
Yes.
Because I tell you what, I was always at a loss about the whole tax system of Memphis, Tennessee, in the county, and you know I was a little salty about it. Still am, but
Well, Van broke it down.
no, he broke it
Made it
down, but it
plain.
still didn't make it better.
Well, you just got to make more money.
Yeah,
Pay more taxes.
Pay more taxes.
There you go.
I thank you for the explanation.
Yes.
No,
yes.
I'm glad.
It was a little
I'm glad-
confusing.
I'm glad for the explanation, but it's
He can only do what he can do. His hands are tied. He done told you that.
He said I pay them same taxes.
That's right.
So, y'all, we got a great. I mean, first off, happy St. Patrick's Day.
Yes, to everybody.
I'm not
happy
Irish, but I can drink some Irish whiskey.
Yeah.
So,
Some Irish coffee.
Oh, and some Baileys. Oh,
know.
Kimberly,
You're
look at
welcome.
that. Yes,
You're welcome.
yes. That's
So,
what
Ike,
I'm
tell
talking
us about this Slane that you.
So, I knew it was St. Patty's Day, and actually they had this encapsulated in green, 4-leaf clovers and stuff like that. So I'm like, let me try it, and this actually turned out to be pretty good.
Smooth as hell.
Yeah, the Slane Irish Whiskey is triple cask. So what that means is that when they, it comes out of the distiller, they turn around and they put it in virgin, like brand new cask, and they let it sit for, and I don't know the exact time. Then they take it out of there and they put it into a seasoned cask. They finish it in a sherry cask. So that's what adds to the super smooth taste. Let me tell you what my friends Google have to say about this.
But you're right, Ike, because it is really, really smooth. What do you think, Van?
Oh, it's excellent.
I
love
it.
it.
This is really good. This is on my list now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So Slane Irish Whiskey brings grain and malt whiskeys together through the distinctive flavors of the three casks, with notes of vanilla, banana, butterscotch, dried stone fruits, and subtle baking spice. Each sip takes you on a sensory journey, uncovering the subtle layers of the whiskey's complex character.
Okay, I taste everything but the banana.
I didn't taste the banana either. I tasted the butterscotch and the vanilla. Definitely the vanilla. It's just so smooth.
It is so smooth. I would now, Smoke Fam, we're gonna put a warning on this. Beep 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 beep. You can really get lost drinking this.
Yes,
because it is that smooth.
it is.
It really is that smooth. You don't need to mix it with anything. I don't even need a cube of ice.
Yeah.
I don't need anything. This is just straight out the bottle into the glass into my mouth.
Yeah, this is some good stuff, and the cigar that we paired with it. I mean, typically, you see where I'm at. This was a 67. It was a long stick, and I've smoked more than half of it. This is a good cigar. So, Kimberly,
yeah, that Dolce is pretty good.
Oh,
man.
yeah.
Because the Dolce pairs well with it because it has the hint of caramel. Yeah. Yeah. Is it caramel or caramel? Which one is it? It just depends on where you're from.
Depends on where you're from. Salmon or salmon.
What do you say? What do you say, Van?
Caramel.
Caramel. What do you say, Kimberly?
Caramel.
Caramel.
What did I say?
You said caramel.
Y'all knew what I was talking about.
Kimberly, tell us about the cigar.
It's handcrafted in the Dominican Republic. The Dolce Vita Cafe con Leche Kinetic Churchill was made with a smooth to medium body, surrounded by a delightful, creamy, light brown Connecticut wrapper and a unique blend of Dominican fillers and binder. The flavors are sweet, coffee infused, and smooth.
I feel it all. I remember when I got these cigars because I done had them in the humidor for about probably about 6 months, and they got better with age. I thought.
Okay.
It's a really nice smoke. I enjoy it. It's a mild to medium type smoke, and it just goes. It pairs well with a lot of different things, which is cool. Yeah. So Van, how long you been smoking?
Man, I think I picked up my first cigar at Morehouse College.
Really? Wow. Oh, you went to Morehouse?
Went to Morehouse, probably Freaknik of 1994.
Oh, I saw you.
We're gonna
you. I'm older than you.
Right there, because we
Leave it right there.
Tierney, our production coordinator, technical director, she always want to know about Freaknik.
I don't know why.
Tell us.
You just gotta miss
Tell
it.
everybody about Freaknik, because there's some misconceptions about Freaknik.
Right.
Just because it's called Freaknik.
Yeah.
It was that.
Yeah. I mean, folks got their freak on, but it was just a good party. Freaknik actually started as the DC Metro Club party.
Uh-huh.
And then it morphed into Freaknik because everybody from DC came through. All the folks from Florida and Alabama, Tennessee came over, Mississippi, and it just became a big party. The weekend before Freaknik is the California party.
Yeah.
It's great in its own right.
Right.
But something about that DC crowd coming in and you mixing the go-go music with the West Coast.
I love how you know the history of it.
Well, I mean, he was there.
It was just a beautiful sight. You had the cast was just out. Outkast had just dropped.
Yep.
So it was Hootie Hoo. Southern Cadillac music for your soul.
Yeah.
Man, beautiful time. Goody Mob.
And that was around the time the Atlanta music scene was really popping. It was really popping. Yeah.
It popped, man. And so and then, man, you do that and then you chill because, Badu had just dropped. D'Angelo and Maxwell were coming out. So it was just a beautiful time. to be in Atlanta and to experience that event. And obviously,
now, some people did get out there, but I went once.
Yeah.
And
I went twice.
And I saw it. I mean, I wasn't, I was just trying to see what was,
what the hype was about.
Yeah, and it definitely lived up to it. I'll say that. I'll just say that it lived up to it. I think events like that, and to me, people need a place where they can unwind, where they can, quote unquote, let their hair down and just have a good time without any crime, without any kind of, illicit drugs. I'm talking, the stuff that's going,
the other stuff.
Yeah, the other stuff. They just to have a good time. That's where it started. Now, of course, the media painted a picture much worse.
I mean,
Well,
it was
much
the name.
later
It was
they
more.
painted
It was
that
more the
picture.
name. It was more the name. Freaknik.
right.
Because it didn't start. It wasn't like that at first. It was actually just a pig.
Yeah.
It started off
Just a
like
big old
just
party.
party in the park.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah, but you know how we make things evolve. Every time we touch stuff, it evolves.
That's what happens.
So this time last year, because this is my wife's birthday month or whatever,
It's her
we was
birthday
in
month.
we went to South Beach. I guess the week before spring break or whatever, we went. The week that we went, the week after we left, they did the curfew that at midnight you had to empty the streets because
It was that bad.
it was it was crunk. I mean, it was crunk. The police.
Oh, because everybody going to Miami for spring break.
Everybody's going down there. We went the week before. We stayed on South Beach so we could walk right out and you could watch the show. And it did not disappoint. And I mean, it was just, there was no overt, like, just people fighting and doing stuff like that. But the tension, you could just feel it in the air.
Too many people.
It's too many people. That's what it was. And then too many people that didn't, in my opinion, have good sense. Come down.
it's always gonna be that apple.
few mess it up for
the few that mess it up for the masses. It's always gonna be that.
Yeah.
But Van, tell us real quick, what can we expect from a Van Turner administration?
So the way
It sounded it's going to be blackety black.
yeah, well, the city is black.
That's, hey, you know what?
Hey, he ain't say he was running for Shelby County mayor.
I'm just saying, I'm here for it. Listen, I'll be honest with you. I've been waiting on somebody just to say that.
Yeah,
Say that.
Kim don't take much.
Yeah,
It does say it. I mean, but because those are the thoughts of a lot of people, though. This city is what? 70, 88, 70?
let's call it about 70.
70% black.
Mm-hmm.
We need a black mayor.
Yeah.
Okay,
So-
I'm sorry.
No, what you're going to is what you will see from me is this is a bottom up. This is a bottom up type of situation we're in. Crime, infrastructure, jobs. We're not going to resolve that from top down. The next mayor can't govern the city from City Hall. You got to be in the streets with your sleeves rolled up, and you got to bring those city services to a neighborhood near you.
Right.
That's proven. That works. In a small community in the Bronx, they brought those services to that community. The gun violence dropped 50%.
Wow.
It's a simple combination. 1 + 1 = 2. If you invest in the community, if you give a damn, if you roll up your sleeves and you're in the community day in and day out fighting for those people, they're going to get it, they're going to feel it, and you're going to see a whole new response to what's going on.
And a respect.
And respect, because that's not what they're getting right now.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. And so that's simple. That has to be done, and you'll see the change.
Right.
You'll see the change.
All right, man. I tell you what, man. I love.
Hey, you
I
got
love
two
it.
campaign slogans out of here. 1 + 1 is 2. Vote for Van Turner.
And I care.
Nah, I give a damn.
I give a damn.
Right. I like that one best.
Give a damn.
So now we're at the point where we usually give the smoke to somebody.
What you got, Ike?
But this time I want to change it up. I want to.
You gonna get some flowers out?
I want to get some flowers out. I want to give it to the Shelby County Commission.
Okay.
So, just like this, I talked about this bill that that got ran through this. What is it? The ban the drag. Like one day I woke up and all of a sudden they trying to push that through and not only were they
the
trying
drag
to
queens reading to the children.
They pushed it through. I mean, it went through with hardly any opposition.
Right.
It really did. It really did, man. It was one day it was thought about, the next day it was on the desk to sign. I'm like,
Oh
wow,
my
really?
God.
So the county commission.
Y'all really give a damn like that?
Yeah, the county commission supported everybody with a reparations bill. Mm-hmm. And you know, and I'm like, damn, wait a minute, where did that come from?
Somebody didn't vote.
No, where did it come from? But then when I looked at the makeup of the county commission, it has shifted.
Yeah.
We
because the white lady said, I feel that's un-American.
She felt that it was un-American.
I was like, really?
For
She
the
said
bill
that?
to even be.
Hey, y'all shouldn't even thought of that shit according to her.
Okay,
she was in a corner.
Yeah.
Essentially, in my opinion.
And that's probably
just
where she
watching it, she was in a corner because, you know, you had people that was on the fence. They knew that it probably should be, but they knew they couldn't take it back to their constituents and do it. So
she had to say something. Huh?
Yeah, so she had. So yeah, I'm sure she has secured her another slot next year because she is the one that came out against it. But the numbers this time is in our favor. When have the numbers been in our favor?
Yeah.
Never.
So Van, when you heard her say that it's un-American, what was your thought?
Oh man, this is American as
Apple pie.
sweet potato pie.
Now, you notice he did not say pumpkin pie. He said sweet potato pie.
You know
He did
what,
not
man?
say apple pie.
I
He
know we
said
vote on
sweet
so
potato.
many shallow issues, but you just won my vote with the sweet potato pie.
That is it.
I think if you lead with that.
So what's the next steps for this
No, hold on, Mike. I want to hear what you say when she said that. What was your thought process?
I knew that commissioner. I was there with her at the last session, and you know that's red meat for her folks.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right.
To some extent, as a show. So I get it, and you know, you move on. You know, I say my thing, she say her thing, and man, we got the votes.
Right.
The numbers are what they are, man. I don't care what you say.
Right.
Let's call the question.
So you said she called it into question?
No, he said let's call the question. The question is
Let's call the vote.
Yeah, let's vote.
Okay.
Let's
Explain it to me. Okay.
Stop talking and let's vote.
Okay, I got
Especially when you got the numbers.
Right.
Yeah.
So she just over there just.
Yeah.
Now let me ask you this: what would y'all done if one of the black commissioners would have voted no?
But see, hold on, Faye.
They had a
Hold on, but
conversation.
this is my thing.
No, I mean,
hold on.
like,
Watch it right here. This is what, because when they ask.
like that.
Man, we got the. They like. Right there.
Yeah.
Put it out.
We ain't gonna put it out you Van. Give a damn about my damn about my city. We ain't gonna do you like that.
I'm gonna take you with me on the campaign.
Oh, now I don't know, man. You might not get no votes.
No, I'm gonna get them.
I don't want you to lose.
Hey, Kim, I'm like Van. That's you're the people he's trying to reach.
Right. I mean, I'm just saying. If it can be simple, like he said, 1 + 1 = 2.
Yeah.
That's what some people are looking for, the simplicity and the truth of it.
And I think the thing about it is, and we say it all the time on the podcast, no vote, no voice. I mean, if you don't vote, then you really can't complain about the stuff that ain't working in your favor.
But they the main ones complaining.
Yeah, and you know, and I think the mere fact that you know, we got Shantae, we got Miska, we got Van, we got Mikhail, who else?
You got Charlie Caswell.
Yeah, we got Charlie.
Charlie.
Yeah.
You got
So
a good group.
Yeah, so
Henry
we
Brooks is back.
yeah.
Brooks.
So we in like Flynn.
Yeah.
Can I put? I want my bill to pass. I'm gonna send it to you.
I'll work it for you. I have to make calls now.
Yeah.
Because I termed out, but I still got some
Oh,
good
that's
folks
So
right.
this is your
I talked
last
to.
term?
Yeah, I ended September 1/22, and I announced for mayor that same day.
Oh,
Okay.
But obviously, I've been there 8 years, so I
Right.
still talk to all the commissioners. So
What
it's
are
good.
some of the bright spots of you being on the county commission?
I mean, after George Floyd, Juneteenth became a countywide holiday.
Oh wow.
After the MWB program was shut down, we put it back up, stood it back up to give black businesses their fair share of the countywide pie. So those are just two things that come to mind. When the grant spend was going all over the place, we took those funds and we made them commission-specific grants. So each commissioner has $200,000 to give to the nonprofits in the community.
Right.
So everything doesn't need to go to these huge nonprofit corporations.
Right.
Some of that money need to go to Heal the Hood, and I was very proud to fund Heal the Hood every year.
Man,
I had that opportunity.
big shout out to the
Beeman
Head
is my
Hood
guy.
family. Yeah.
Liddell Beeman.
Liddell Beeman.
Yeah,
So
man,
I
big
funded
shout out
him
to
every year.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that makes a difference.
Yeah, it does.
That was Hickory Hill. This guy is standing up for Hickory Hill. My money don't need to go to the downtown nonprofit. My money need to go to Liddell Beeman in Hickory Hill.
Right here.
So that was another important change. So those are just three things that we did among several things to change the game. And we did the redistricting, to your point, and we upped the number of progressive Democratic and black women and men on the commission, thereby allowing us to get a reparations to be passed.
How much money we finna get?
So
it needs to increase.
explain how this reparation money real quick because we run out of time. Explain how this money is supposed to be spent.
It's spent on those areas where there's been the greatest deficit and disinvestment, and so that's what it goes to first. It's just $5 million, but it can be increased over time. Mm-hmm. So that
I think it's a start.
It's a start. It's not money in your pocket, but it's resources and it's attention. These are funds that are going into programs for the community.
Right.
And so eventually it will perhaps turn into that. But right now we got to stop the bleeding and we got to do what we can to invest in these communities.
Man, I love it. I love it, man. And the Smoke family, we thank you for coming here.
We appreciate it.
Yeah, sharing. I mean, because sharing your platform and sharing your experience all over the city and all the things that you've been able to do for the city, not only as an attorney but also as the president of the NAACP, as a member of the county commission and all that things, and now running for mayor. Man, we really appreciate your service that you've done for the city. Like Stan Bell say, of good or bold. We really appreciate that, man.
Thank you. Pleasure to be here with y'all.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, man.
What?
I just got a text,
Okay.
and they said that y'all sponsoring a jazz concert this weekend. Man, we gonna talk after the show is over.
Right.
He like what?
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, you know about it, man.
With Mike
Man
Powell.
name down there on the bottom.
Mike
yeah,
Powell.
Yeah.
Mike
Over at the University of
doing,
Memphis.
yeah, Mike doing some great things around the city.
Oh
also.
yeah. So if y'all are into jazz, which you should be, because
Everything
Sound
came out of
yeah,
it.
yeah,
it's our music.
over at the University of Memphis, they got three shows, right? That they gonna do
nice.
some jazz concerts over at the University of Memphis. It's gonna be nice. I'm gonna be there Saturday in the house. So
There you
represent.
There you go.
All right, Van, we appreciate it. Now tell the Smoke fam how they can contribute to your mayoral race.
How they can find you on social media.
Yeah.
I know you all over social. I see you again every time I pick up my phone. I'm like, oh, there's Van again.
Yeah. So I'm at BaronTurnerForMayor.com. You can start there, and it'll take you to everything else you need to see.
That's it.
Now I want to ask you this because this is always an issue for some reason. One of the biggest, to me, groups in this city with the loudest voice typically don't vote. Those are millennials. How do you plan on reaching them?
You got to give them a stake in what's happening.
That's it.
And that's why they feel they're on the outside and they're not included. Because, they're young. Folks here in leadership and in power positions don't leave.
Right.
and don't pass the torch,
100.
they get tired of waiting and they leave.
Right.
Better opportunities elsewhere. So we gotta create the space and create the opportunities and pass the torch.
That's it.
And don't
and
be
encourage
scared
them.
to pass the torch.
No. I mean,
but
let's
let's look at that. Let's examine.
I'm sorry.
Who you talking about passing the torch? So because to a lot of millennials that I've spoken with, they thinking 50-year-olds like us should be passing the torch. I'm like, take the torch from me, because that's what we had to do.
Yeah.
So when you say pass the torch, I when they tell me pass the torch, it's time to pass the torch. Like, who you talking about? Now, I understand if you 70 or 80 and you still trying to run for office, you should, be chilling.
Yeah.
But, who are you really wanting to pass?
You should already have, basically, I feel like you should already have somebody that if it's because they start young, so a lot of the leaders.
Right.
So you should not know who you need to be talking to.
Yeah, Barbara Cooper, to some extent, passed the torch to Justin Pearson. And he's very young, and Barbara was very mature.
Yep.
She was the oldest serving member
Right.
of our legislature, and it turns to the youngest serving member of our legislature.
So you mentioned you mentioned that, and that's an example. But is that really an example of passing the torch?
I think we can do it in a more fluid manner
I was gonna say
and be more intentional
consistent about
Right.
it.
because that was, she passed while in office.
Yeah, she passed while in office.
And Justin was just on his game, and he beat out other folks.
Yeah.
Who were trying to get there.
And I think it would have been great. I think it would have been great if Justin would have ran against her when she was alive, and she dropped out and say, "I'm supporting this guy."
Yeah.
There's no term limits in the state.
Nah.
So except for governor, right?
Governor, right.
Yeah.
How much longer we got for the governor?
He's out after this.
Yeah, this is his last term.
But
But we got
another
another
Republican
3
would
years
like
of
to
that
know,
shit
yeah.
though.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a while before this.
Oh yeah. 10 new gun bills every day.
Man, I tell you what.
They were-
But you know what? You know what? I will say this, and then we're gonna go. It takes something drastic to happen to them for it to change.
Right.
Unfortunately,
Yeah.
that's the way
That's the
this
sad
country.
part.
That's the way this country is. Shit don't really change until it happens to them.
Until it affects you.
Yeah.
Yeah, then it doesn't. Yeah, like
Most
the
people don't.
killings, the people. Recently there was a crime in Arlington. Oh my God.
Yeah.
We got to
do something.
something.
Yeah, we gotta do something.
Yeah.
It's affecting us now.
Yeah, I mean we deal with that every day.
So they
Yeah.
surely
Every
don't
night.
think it's gonna be contained into the city. It always outpours all the time.
And I think that goes to Van's point. If you don't fix what's happening in the city, it's gonna get you in the
It's
county.
gonna get you.
Yeah, it's coming.
Yeah, it's coming.
So y'all, come on, send y'all money to the Van Turner. 1 + 1.
All right, Smoke Fam, make sure you follow us on all your podcast networks, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and make sure you follow us on YouTube. Subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Yes, and until we
Spotlight
smoke
putting
again,
that work in.
we trying to, man. Until we smoke again, we will holla.
Holla.
This is the Spotlight Podcast Network.